take it across to Kunal and Nooresh, find out what they're making of the market temperament. Kunal, hi afternoon. Holding pretty quiet for the index, but I guess no complaint. 18,350 on the futures.
Yeah, nothing much to complain. Today being the weekly expiry, we track the options data specifically for the index, and at the 18,300 strike, as we indicated even yesterday on closing, that there's a heavy amount of call writing. So almost 3 lakh plus, was the open interest yesterday on closing basis, which means there were a huge amount of option writers who were writing their 18,300 calls and staying put, expecting the markets would not rally up significantly. Even throughout the day, the Nifty spot has been unable to surpass even the 18,350 mark. So that itself tells you that the action is very limited and specific towards the weekly expiry. I wouldn't be surprised that by the end of the day today we close just below that or at the 18,300 mark. So this could probably give a relief to the option writers. But then tomorrow I think could be an interesting day because we've seen historically that after such kind of a day when the option writers manage to protect as well as shield a particular strike for themselves, next day generally is a breakout for the indices. So hoping for that on the index and would maintain the bullish stance. 18,300 could be a good intraday support for the index over the near term.
The large cap pharma names are actually down and out. So the likes of Aurobindo Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, Laurus Labs are the ones that we talked about are down. But look at the Sanofi India, for instance. That stock is gaining 8%. Of course, the demerger news was announced yesterday. But nonetheless, that stock is reacting today. And then pull up a Newland Labs. Just the numbers hitting the screen, and that stock is reacting with a gap up of around 20%. The margin profile has improved considerably. There's a big bump up when it comes to the top line as well. And as a result of that, you are seeing the positive reaction come for Newland Labs. Look at the surge, 19% higher. Before I come to you, Nooresh, let me take it across to Pankaj Murarka, who's joining us now to talk to us about the pharma sector. Pankaj, your reading of the earnings so far of the pharma sector, and what's the best stock to play at this point of time in pharma?
Hi, good afternoon. I think we are yet to see numbers from some of the other companies like Sun Pharma, but so far what we have seen in terms of numbers, they are pretty healthy in that sense. One trend that's clearly coming out is we are seeing troughing out of pricing pressure in the US market. US market is the largest market for all global pharma companies and especially for Indian pharma companies. And last 2 years, 2.5 years, there have been a significant pricing pressure in the US market, which have been impacting companies adversely. And as a result, sector as a whole has been having negative earnings growth actually for the last 2 years. I think now we've reached a stage where prices in US have started stabilizing. And that's becoming more and more evident from commentaries that companies are giving and what we are seeing, especially on a Q-on-Q basis or on a quarter-on-quarter basis, we are seeing stability in prices. More importantly, we think that probably we've reached a stage where earnings in the sector as a whole has struck out because the sector has been a big underperformer over the last 2 years. And from this year onwards, the new financial year onwards, the sector will start delivering healthy growth. So I think the sector overall looks pretty well poised in that sense. Within the sector, we've been traditional holders of Sun Pharma, so we continue to like that given the diversified nature of their business. But apart from that, we've also started turning positive on Lupin after their last results, and we always liked contract research as a space, so we like some of those companies like Syngene where they have ownership.
Right. Okay, let me quickly take it across to Nooresh as well and get in some views from him too. Nooresh, just wanted to understand what your take is on both L&T as well as DRL, given the sharp reaction that one is seeing on account of their earnings miss.
So L&T, the medium-term outlook and the short-term outlook still remains positive. This dip to 2200 to 2250 should be used as a buying opportunity. The longer-term trend remains clearly up. And what we are seeing out here is, look at the trend which has continued in ABB and Siemens. So out here, I would expect a recovery going forward into L&T and again go back to 2400, 2500 levels. So positive on L&T at current levels. Dr. Reddy's, again, a similar case to what has happened in a lot of pharma names. The moves have not been able to sustain. So it is back to that level of 4550 to 4650, which was the last breakout. So again, from here, I would expect a slow and steady bounce back. I would keep a stop loss below 4500 and look out for a long position.